How a doctor's surprising marriage to a poor girl changed everything in just 3 years. Dr. Sam Thompson always made the impossible seem effortless. He walked into Cedar Springs Memorial Hospital clad in his crisp white coat, every bit the successful surgeon everyone expected him to be. Yet beneath the accolades lay an unsettling void. Each day felt like a surgical procedure. The same routine, the same sterile expectations. Despite basking in admiration, a yearning for something more profound, something real, gnawed at him. Why was he no longer enthralled by simple accolades from the elite? It was a dreary Wednesday when everything changed at Joe's Diner, where light-hearted laughter contrasted sharply with the surrounding gloom. Sam observed Maria from across the room, her vibrant smile radiating warmth amidst the bustle of clattering dishes. She moved gracefully, balancing trays of steaming coffee and towering burgers, her laughter flowing like a melody that cut through his perceived emptiness. Her blue eyes sparkled with dreams of a world beyond her current confines. And for the first time, Sam felt a flicker of connection, a tangible longing to know her better. It was in a stolen moment between orders that Maria shared her dream of going to school, but the harsh reality of bills loomed like a shadow behind her dreams. Yet amidst late-night conversations and casual handholds, a subtle fear crawled into Sam's heart. Would he be enough for her? As he watched Maria juggle a demanding job alongside caring for her ill mother, he feared each sacrifice she made only heightened the chasm between them. His colleagues snickered behind his back about his poor girl, and every judgment felt like a dagger slicing into his identity. They saw only a pleasing facade. Did they know of the quiet ache growing within him, weighing down his coherence, making each day a test? Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. As those burdens intensified, Maria's unwavering spirit slowly shifted. The woman who lit up his world became more like a reflection of his own rising insecurities. Conversations once filled with dreams now felt like wrestling with shadows. Her ambitions, blossoming under pressure, igniting a competitive fire Sam didn't know existed within him. Plagued by doubts, each achievement she celebrated felt bittersweet, a voiceless reminder of his own precarious status. What did it mean to succeed in a world where their love felt more like a tug-of-war than a partnership? With Maria's mother's health deteriorating, the financial strain fluctuated, like a pendulum, threatening to shatter the fragile equilibrium they had both cultivated. Every late-night shift she added chipped even further at their foundation, while Sam remained trapped in his pristine world, torn between his love for her and a visceral need to shield her from judgment. Pressures mounted in silence, unarticulated beneath sterile walls marked by privilege, a battlefield filled with unspoken fears. Would they withstand this test of resilience, or would their love shatter under the weight of relentless expectations? As the evening shadows crept in and uncertainty loomed, Sam found himself at a crossroads. Torn between the privilege he'd earned and the love that challenged every perceived notion of success, he could almost hear the ticking clock on the wall, echoing the heartbeat of a love caught in the crosshairs of ambition and aspiration. Could they move beyond the echoing whispers of judgment and the confines of their worlds, or would they be left to question their place in one another's lives, forever strained by the invisible barriers between them? As dawn broke over Cedar Springs, Sam stirred awake, the reality of his choices weighing heavily on him. His mind was clouded with thoughts that flickered like a strobe light. the tension between his professional identity and the signature of genuine connection he found in Maria. He rose from the sheets, now damp with the residue of troubled dreams, and glared at his reflection in the mirror. There, behind the confident smile, was a man wrestling with his own inadequacies, haunted by the belief that his accomplishments held little meaning if they were not shared with the woman who brought color into his otherwise monochrome life. Sam's first patients of the day were a reminder of his chosen path. Each diagnosis flowed from his lips with clinical precision, yet for the first time, he felt detached from their struggles and victories. The sterile environment around him felt suffocating. He observed how easily they expressed their vulnerabilities, while he bottled up his, treating his inner turmoil with a facade of professionalism. How had he become so afraid of judgment? During a rare quiet moment in the break room, he pulled his phone from his pocket to check for messages from Maria. The contrast between her world of hard work and his clinical triumphs pressed heavily upon him. She was regularly putting in extra hours at the diner, which consumed her time and spirit. With each passing day, he feared losing the vibrant woman whose laughter had once filled his life with joy. That evening, he found himself wandering toward the diner. The familiar smell of bacon and brewing coffee wrapped around him, but rather than comfort, it evoked a sense of impending dread. He stepped inside, only to find Maria's face illuminated with a smile as she engaged with customers. He could see the exhaustion etched beneath her natural effulgence, a faint shadow growing where brilliance once reigned. It ignited a fire within him, a determination her challenges would not define her. "Maria," he called out, extending his hand to pull her aside. The moment felt like an electric charge between them. "Sam, lunch rushes." "I don't care. I'm here for you," he interrupted, surprising even himself with the intensity of his confession. He could feel her hesitation as she glanced around, taking in the busy diner that spun like a whirlwind. "You shouldn't be here. People will see." "Let them see," he countered, a mix of rebellion and determination in his tone. "I can't keep pretending that everything between us is fine while you are struggling. I want to help you through this." Curiosity sparked in her blue eyes, showing a flicker of appreciation against doubt. "Help? Sam, what can you do? You are a doctor, not a miracle worker. My mother's bills are piling up, and I am barely managing my shifts." As he searched for the right words, something deep within him shifted. This was not merely about affirmation or heroism. It was about diving into the pool of vulnerability together, embracing their intertwined destinies, and facing the world with integrity. What if we tackled this together? We can find resources, see what programs are available. There has to be something. She narrowed her eyes, weighing his offer carefully. "And what if your colleagues find out? What if they—" "Let me worry about them. Right now, it's you and me," he insisted passionately, fearing that if he didn't seize this moment, he might lose her forever. Just as Maria seemed ready to respond, the diner door swung open, drawing both their eyes. The moment shattered, the air thick with expectation. Sam's heart raced. The arrival of a familiar face could shift everything. As he prepared himself to confront this new twist, he sensed the stakes rising. What if this revelation coiled around them like a noose? Would he step forward to redefine his place in their relationship, or allow fear to dictate his future? The ticking clock echoed louder, propelling him deeper into the unknown. The door creaked open, and there stood Daniel, a fellow physician from the hospital, a knowing grin plastered across his face. The late afternoon sun cast a lens of warmth around him, yet Sam felt a chill crawl up his spine. It wasn't the friendly smile Daniel wore that unsettled him, it was the underlying threat of exposure, a clash between personal loyalty and professional reputation. The very thing Sam was striving to redefine felt precarious in the midst of scrutiny. "Sam, what a surprise," Daniel called out, weaving through tables and customers. "Thought you were working today." His tone held a note of playful judgment. Sam's instinct was to retreat into his veneer of professionalism, to fashion words that evaded the tangled web of his emotions. But here, with Maria's eyes locked onto his, he recognized the weight of his silence, how its burden could tether him to feelings of inadequacy and fear. Instead of shrinking, he straightened his back and faced Daniel with a smile that felt heavier than usual. "Just checking in," he replied, his voice steadier than he felt. Daniel approached the counter, interaction with the staff natural and effortless. His attention was suddenly diverted back to Sam. "I hear you were up to some pretty amazing things at the hospital, saving lives as usual." There was an insincerity in his tone that Sam recognized. It was less about admiration and more an attempt to find a loose thread in Sam's carefully woven story. "Every day is a new challenge," Sam said, trying to navigate the conversation back to a neutral ground. He could feel Maria's tension beside him, her body rigid with uncertainty. "Is that why you're hanging out here? I'd wager those patients of yours need a good doctor, not someone playing the hero in a diner." Daniel's eyes flickered to Maria with an effortless grace, as if appraising the situation. The underlying trajectory of his words struck a nerve in Sam. Suddenly, the ground felt shaky beneath them. Sam's heart thudded in his chest. He was aware now, more than ever, of the invasive nature of his colleague's curiosity. The weight of Daniel's gaze on Maria sent a shiver of protectiveness surging through him. "Everyone needs help sometimes," Sam shot back, his voice sharper than intended, an echo of their earlier discussion reverberating loudly in his mind. Maria turned to him, her eyebrows arched, bearing the weight of confusion and concern. It hit him then. It wasn't just Daniel he needed to confront. It was the uncomfortable truth of what stood between him and a life with Maria. There was a dissonance between who he was expected to be within his professional role and who he truly wanted to be with her. "Right," Daniel winked, seemingly unfazed by Sam's defensiveness. "But I guess you did sign up to be the town's favorite doctor, right?" An urgency suddenly propelled Sam forward. "Actually, Daniel," he began slowly, "I'm considering taking a different approach, getting involved in community services, making connections that matter." A flicker of surprise crossed Daniel's face. "Community services? That sounds unorthodox for you." "Maybe it's time for some unorthodoxy," Sam challenged, needing both Daniel and himself to recognize that personal growth often came from uncomfortable places. Maria looked at Sam, wide-eyed, as if she saw the undercurrents of his struggle begin to unravel. "Sam, are you serious?" she whispered, both stunned and hopeful. The shift was electric, focusing not only on the challenge before him, but also solidifying the bond between himself and Maria. For the first time, self-doubt dissipated, and all he felt was clarity. "Yes, I want to make this work, not just for you, but for us, together." Daniel's expression faltered, and Sam caught a glimpse of the shift in power dynamics. His colleague, usually the one with the upper hand, was now faced with the truth that Sam had long concealed. Just then, the diner door swung open again, this time heralding a figure from Sam's past, someone who could threaten the fragile new path he had just committed to. Sam's resolve was now collided with uncertainty. Would this unexpected arrival reinforce his intentions or sabotage them altogether? With one decision, everything was about to transform. The sharp jingle of the diner's door faded as a woman stepped inside, her presence slicing through the atmosphere like a knife. Sam's breath caught as he recognized her, the very person he had spent years trying to forget. Rachel stood there, her dark curls framing a face that felt both familiar and foreign. Her eyes scanned the room and landed on him with a mix of surprise and uncertainty. Suddenly, the air felt thicker, charged with memories he had buried deep. Rachel had once been the rock he clung to amidst the chaos of his medical career, until she had chosen a different path. The silence stretched between them, pulsating with unspoken words and past choices. He wondered what her reappearance meant, and if it would breach the fragile resolution he felt growing within him. Daniel smirked at the unmistakable tension. Well, this just became interesting. His eyes sparkled with delight at the social drama unfolding. "Rachel," Sam managed to say, his voice barely above a whisper, the familiarity of her name evoking a mix of nostalgia and anxiety. He could feel Maria shift beside him, her gaze darting between Sam and Rachel, the sense of confrontation electric. Rachel stepped closer, her expression softening. "Sam, it's been a while. She hesitated, as if weighing her next words carefully. "I heard you were here, and I thought I'd see you." Just then, Sam felt the pull of the past collide sharply with his present. Memories flashed before him, the laughter, the dreams they once shared, and the wounded feelings when everything fell apart. But more pressing was the future he had just begun to sketch with Maria. He had just tasted the sweetness of clarity, the desire to forge a different connection. Yet here stood Rachel before him, reminding him of an old life he had nearly buried. "Why now?" he asked, a thread of caution lacing his tone. The question was not just about her sudden appearance. It was an inquiry into his own tumultuous emotions. Did he really want to revisit the past? Before Rachel could respond, Daniel interjected with exaggerated nonchalance. "You two have some serious history, huh? Must be a reunion worth attending." His voice dripped with sarcasm, but it was a mask for the burgeoning tension. Maria's grip on the counter tightened, her body language hinting at discomfort. Sam didn't want to be the source of her pain. "Rachel, I appreciate you coming by, but I'm not the same person I was. Life has shifted for me." He longed for honesty, yet the words felt like a betrayal, both to Rachel and to Maria. "What do you mean?" Rachel asked, her brows furrowing. Perhaps she sensed the shift in him, the growth that had transpired since their tumultuous split. I've started to realize what really matters to me," he replied, turning slightly to meet Maria's eyes. "I'm looking to make impactful decisions that could lead me toward a different kind of happiness." Rachel's expression turned serious. "Are you happy, Sam?" The question hung in the air. It was a simple inquiry that struck like a bolt of lightning. He thought of Maria, her laughter, her warmth, and the way she ignited something within him that he had thought was extinguished. "I'm learning what it means to pursue happiness on my own terms," he finally said, each word a deliberate step forward into unfamiliar terrain. "Are you saying you've moved on?" Rachel's voice was steady, but the shadows in her eyes betrayed her uncertainty. His heart raced. "I'm trying to, yes." In that moment, the diner's chatter faded into a muffled background noise. He was acutely aware of how pivotal this conversation could be, not just for him, but for everyone tangentially involved. He felt the weight of the decision pressing down on him. It was not merely a crossroad, it was a moment of redefining himself against the backdrop of both past and present. As Rachel studied him, searching for clues or comfort, Sam faced a choice that would determine the next chapter of his life. Deep down, he realized he needed to confront not just the lingering feelings for Rachel, but also the depths of his commitment to Maria. Before he could solidify his thoughts, Rachel blurted out, "Because I came back to fix things, to tell you I regret how it ended." The world around Sam spun with the implications of her words, forcing him to see the surface of his own emotions ripple in response. With every heartbeat, the stakes escalated. What did this mean for the intentions he had forged? The moment of truth encroached. He would have to decide, reclaim a fragmented past or forge ahead into an uncertain future with the person who truly understood him. The choice loomed, and with it, a question that tore at his resolve. Was he ready to confront the embodiment of his past to protect a future he desperately wanted? The urgency in the diner morphed into a suffocating pressure as Rachel's confession echoed around him. Sam's mind raced while his heart thudded like a drum, each beat a reminder of the stake each word contained. Regret. It was a powerful thing, and it sent him spiraling into a familiar whirlpool of doubt. Fix things? He echoed, searching her gaze for sincerity. The pondering in her eyes seemed genuine, but he couldn't allow hope to cloud his judgment. You know it's not that simple. We can't just pretend the past didn't happen. It is simple for me, Sam. I've had time to reflect, to regret. Her voice wavered slightly, leaning against the weight of those words. I came to tell you that. I've missed you. Maria's hand tightened on the counter again, the tension palpable. Sam glanced at her. His expression was hard to read, shadowed by uncertainty. He could feel the flicker of anxiety rise within him, threatening to drown out any clarity he had gained. Did he owe it to Rachel to explore that history, or was doing so a betrayal of what he was building with Maria? I can't go back, Rachel. The words tasted bitter on his tongue, but they were necessary. I'm not the person I was when we were together. I've found new purpose, new connections. Is that what Maria is to you? A new connection? Rachel's eyes narrowed, as if she were hunting for validation, or perhaps to fortify her own resolve. Her question struck deep, unsettling everything he felt. She is, he replied, his voice steadier than his heart felt. She gives me reasons to redefine myself, to grow. We share a vision of what we want our happiness to look like. It's not about replacing you, Rachel. Then why does it feel like you're still caught in the past? Rachel's challenge bore the harshness of truth, and Sam's stomach twisted in reply. He could see it clearly now, the duality of his feelings resting heavily on his shoulders. The angle of the room shifted as he turned inwards, contemplating the crossroads littered at his feet. Perceptions and priorities were changing before his eyes. What did it mean to pursue happiness? Could he truly embrace his burgeoning relationship with Maria while attempting to salvage the wreckage with Rachel? I need to make a decision, Sam finally voiced, partly to himself. The urgency of the moment set his teeth on edge. But I won't drag Maria into it. She deserves clarity for her heart's sake. Rachel's face fell, and something dark seemed to flicker in her expression. So this is it? You're just going to walk away? No, he didn't want to walk away. The reality was stark. He needed to confront old feelings to reinforce the commitment he felt toward Maria. It would be selfish to linger in nostalgia if it compromised the solid ground he worked so hard to reclaim. I have to, Rachel, he said, his voice barely rising above the diner's hum. I need to confront my thoughts, my regrets, on my own terms. You're right that I need closure, but I refuse to sacrifice what I've built. I won't choose the past at the cost of the present. Tension filled the diner once again, as if time itself stood still around them. Rachel's face betrayed a whirlwind of emotions: hurt, confusion, understanding. I wish you well, Sam, she finally murmured, an undercurrent of resignation conflicting with lingering affection wrapped in her tone. Sam nodded, fighting back a swell of emotion. As she stepped back, it felt like the last string connecting him to his past was severed, an integral piece of his life slipping away, yet leaving room to breathe. In that moment, clarity crashed upon him like waves against a shore. A flicker of determination sparked within. The call to move forward felt, but just as he thought resolution washed over him, he caught Maria's eye. The question lingered between them, an unspoken acknowledgement. Could he now convey the honest amalgamation of shadows and light that was his heart? In the midst of overwhelming emotion and heavy decisions, Sam stood on the precipice of change, questioning not just his past, but the very future he envisioned. Was he ready to open up to Maria about his encounter, or would the weight of his unresolved past burden him down? As Rachel turned to leave, a final sense of unfinished business gnawed at him. The question loomed, the fragility of his present hinging on his ability to articulate his truth. Did he have it in him to strip away the layers of ambiguity and risk everything he had so diligently started to build? As Rachel stepped out, a heavy silence fell between Sam and Maria. The familiar din of clinking dishes and low murmurs faded into an indistinct background hum, as if the world had decided to pause, leaving only the two of them at the forefront of this moment. Anxiety wrapped its arms around him, suffocating yet familiar, and Sam struggled against it. He owed Maria honesty. She deserved no less than his unfiltered truth. "Sam?" Maria's voice was soft yet probing, drawing his attention back. Her brows knitted together, revealing a concern that matched the turbulence swirling inside him. He recognized that look. It was the mirror of his own soul searching for connection amidst the chaos. "I need to talk to you," he said, steadiness in his voice belying the storm within. Each word was a calculated step forward toward what he hoped might be clarity rather than confrontation. "Okay," she replied, her gaze unwavering. He admired her strength. Maria had a way of grounding him, wrapping his transient feelings into a coherent thread. Yet here he stood, tangled in the remnants of uncertainty. "I saw Rachel today," he began, forcing the words out like a stone from his throat. "She came back, and she had a lot to say about our past." He glanced down, weighing how much to reveal, conscious of the weight each confession would carry. "Your past?" Maria echoed, the slight tremor in her voice cutting deeper than he anticipated. "Yes, my past. And it brought back feelings I thought I had processed." Sam clenched his fists on the counter, the cool metal grounding him, the physicality of it a reminder of where he stood, not just in the diner, but in his journey to regain control. Feelings? Like what? The directness of her question shattered his carefully constructed wall. He could see her growing concern morph into something deeper, more desperate, a connection he couldn't bear to fracture. Regret over choices, lost opportunities, and old relationships. He felt the weight of those words settle around them like smoke. "I told Rachel I couldn't go back, that I refused to sacrifice what I have with you. But it's complicated." Her eyes widened, doubt creeping in as she processed his admission. "Complicated how? Are you still in love with her?" The question hit him like a physical blow. It wasn't just the shock of what she asked, but the very notion that it could even be true. "No, it's not that." The intensity in his voice surprised him. "I'm not that person anymore, and I'm committed to you." Sam leaned forward, recognizing the desperation in his tone. "I want you, Maria. You give me this incredible growth, this sense of purpose I never felt before." "But then why does this matter?" she pressed, searching for the truth in his tangled emotions. "Why do I sense your uncertainty?" "Because I need to confront her, to make sure I'm truly free of that past. It's unfinished business that might impact us." He felt the pressure of his confession unfold with every syllable. An unexpected vulnerability engulfed him. "I don't want our future to be tainted by it." Maria's expression softened, though attention still lingered in the air. "Can you really do that, Sam? Let her go once and for all?" "I have to. I can't carry this weight if I want what we are attempting to build together." The clarity of his own words struck him, and a surge of determination replaced the uncertainty that had previously coursed through him. "I need to be transparent with you. I have to face this head on." Maria nodded thoughtfully, but the shadows of doubt remained. He watched as she wrestled with her feelings, battling the insecurities he had awakened. "Then let's go together," she finally said, her voice resolute. "If you're confronting the past, I'll be there. No more secrets, right?" The air around them was charged with newfound resolve, but it was still laced with uncertainty. They had a plan, but the outcome loomed ahead like the dark edge of a forest, each step forward shrouded in the unknown. But just as relief began to wash over him, thoughts of Rachel's sincerity crept back into his mind. Did he truly have what it took to not only confront his past, but also shield their future from its echoes? As they left the diner, uncertainty transformed into a different kind of tension. What awaited was a confrontation that could either secure them together or unravel everything he cherished. The moment was upon him. Decisions loomed closer, and Sam felt the intensity surge. Was he truly ready to face it all, for the sake of his present and the love that ignited his purpose? The drive to Rachel's apartment was a blur, the city lights streaking past him like the unresolved fragments of his thoughts. Sam gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white with tension. Maria sat beside him, her silence amplified, a weighty presence that both soothed and unsettled him. Each passing streetlight illuminated the resolution on her face, but also the flickers of doubt he was desperately trying. He had a responsibility to ensure that confronting Rachel wouldn't jeopardize what he had with Maria, that her presence wouldn't lead to chaotic storms unearthing his buried regrets. Yet, there was a part of him that understood it was inevitable to confront the past, not just for Maria, but for himself, an act of reclamation. "Are you ready for this?" Maria's voice broke through the tension-filled silence, probing yet gentle. Her eyes searched his, seeking reassurance, or perhaps a confirmation of the risks they were about to face. He wanted to say yes, to assure her with unshakable confidence. But the truth was sticky and complicated, like the air in the car, thick with unspoken fears. "I think so, but I guess I'll know when we get there," he replied, determination mixing with doubt in his throat. Maria nodded, though a hint of worry flashed across her features. He couldn't blame her. He felt weak, the beginnings of self-doubt curling around his resolve. What if Rachel still had power over him? What if he was unprepared for the emotional confrontation that lay ahead? As they parked across the street from the nondescript building, a familiar feeling crept in, one of intimidation, a hollow echo of abandonment. This was where his past lingered, lingering like smoke from an extinguished flame. "You've got this, Sam," Maria encouraged, her voice steady. "You're not that person anymore," she added, but he could sense her own crack of uncertainty beneath her confidence. He turned to her, noticing how her eyes shone with concern and strength. "I want to be the man you believe in," he admitted, vulnerability surfacing in his voice. "I'm terrified of failing you." "Then don't focus on failing." Maria wiped the fleeting doubt from his mind with her words. "It's about understanding, about closure. Just be honest." Inhaling deeply, he nodded, bracing himself. "Let's do this." They approached the building with hesitant steps, his heart pounding against his chest like a countdown. The once familiar path felt foreign, shadows dancing with every shift in his movement. He pressed the buzzer, each ring a potent reminder of the life that was once his. Rachel's voice rang through the intercom, calming yet tinged with surprise. "Sam, is that you?" "Yes, Rachel. Can we talk?" The words were simple, yet they bore the weight of what felt like a century of emotion. There was a pause, a fragile moment filled with the potential for heartache. Finally, the door clicked open, and he stepped inside, with Maria close at his side. At that moment, Sam felt a surge of resolve pulsing through him. He glanced sideways at Maria, and the solidarity of her presence reaffirmed his choice. This confrontation wouldn't just be about Rachel. It was about shedding the layers of doubt and realizing his newfound strength. Rachel stood before them, surprise flickering across her face, pulling back the curtain on deep-seated memories. She looked older, yet that same vibrancy lingered in her eyes. "I wasn't expecting to see you, let alone with someone." "Rachel," Sam said carefully, taking a step forward while maintaining the strength to face his past. "We need to talk. You and I have unfinished business." He felt Maria's presence next to him, anchoring him, solidifying the pact they had made to confront what threatened to unravel everything they had built. The room held an electric tension, an unfilled void waiting to be transformed. But as the words settled into the atmosphere, the question grasped his mind. Would this revelation be a catalyst for healing, or would it uncover a darkness he couldn't escape? With determination brewing within him, Sam braced for the storm ahead, knowing that the truth was just beginning to unravel. What lay beyond those words could determine the course of what truly mattered, the connection he was resolved to fight for. The atmosphere in Rachel's apartment was thick with unspoken emotions, a concoction of nostalgia and uncertainty that tugged at Sam's heart. He stood facing Rachel, the weight of years pressing heavily on his shoulders. The room's dim light flickered, casting strange shadows that danced mockingly around them. Time seemed to shrink and expand, a deceptive rhythm that made every second feel crucial. "Unfinished business?" Rachel's voice, while steady, trembled slightly, revealing the complexities buried beneath her casual tone. "You're right, we didn't exactly end things well." A lump formed in Sam's throat. He had anticipated this opening, yet the reality of it struck him differently than he imagined. All the rehearsed confrontations dissipated into fragments. Instead, he was simply standing there, exposed and vulnerable, a plea for clarity inching from his chest to his lips. "Yes," he said, "but this is not just about the past. It's about who I've become and who I'm trying to be now." Rachel's eyes narrowed slightly as she absorbed his words. Sam watched her closely. He wanted to see if the realization of his change would bridge the gap of their past or widen it. It required courage to acknowledge his transformation openly, especially before someone who had once so completely defined him. "Who you're trying to be?" Rachel echoed, leaning back as if considering his statement. "What does that even mean, Sam?" He felt Maria press against his side, a reminder of the anchor she had become in his life. Her presence offered an undeniable strength. In that moment, he knew he must transcend the shadows of his past. "Leaving was my way of escaping my failures," he admitted, the weight of remorse washing over him. "But I've realized that running doesn't change anything. It only prolongs the suffering. I'm here to confront what happened, not just with you, but with myself." The silence hung heavily in the air, a delicate tension forming between the three of them. Rachel's demeanor shifted, once vibrant, now subdued, almost reflective. "You think you can just come back and fix things?" she questioned, disbelief creeping into her voice. "It's not that simple, Sam." His heart raced. "I understand that, but I can't live in regret. I was afraid of confronting my mistakes, of feeling the guilt. But I've learned that weakness isn't in facing the music, it's in avoiding it." Rachel crossed her arms, her expression a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. "So, what's next? You expect us to reconcile just like that?" "Not to reconcile, but to understand," he clarified, realizing how critical his next words would be. "It's essential for me to express how much the experience has shaped the man I am today. I want to acknowledge what we had, even if it wasn't perfect. It was part of my growth. He felt a wave of relief wash over him, the act of voicing the truth freeing him from some guilted cage he hadn't ever realized he was still in. But as he spoke, another thought haunted him. Was this really closure, or merely the opening of a Pandora's box that could unravel everything he believed in? I'm not here to disrupt your life or expectations. I simply want you to know that I'm different. I aspire to build something real with Maria, he continued, glancing at Maria for support. For a fleeting moment, uncertainty flickered in Rachel's eyes. So you've moved on? She asked quietly, the weight of unfulfilled dreams hanging between them. Yes and no. The admission spilled out before he could catch it, a raw honesty that came from deep within him. I've moved forward, but the past is a part of me. I can't ignore that. I hope we can acknowledge it together. The emotional openness felt exhilarating, but as hope flickered within him, he sensed the brewing storm of their shared history, raw and unfiltered. I'm willing to listen, Rachel finally conceded, her voice softer as she unlocked the door to their past for just a moment longer. But we both need to be ready for what truths will surface. Sam took a shaky breath as that profound realization settled in. He had braced himself for confrontation, yet here he was stumbling into potential reconciliation. Would this simple conversation illuminate a clearer path for him, or lead him deeper into the shadows? As he held Rachel's gaze, he realized he had prepared for confrontation, but not for the vulnerability of forgiveness. This was a pivotal shift, not just for them, but for himself. Would the acceptance of their past mark the beginning of true liberation, or merely open new wounds he wasn't equipped to heal? The moment of truth was fast approaching, sparking a hint of urgency that electrified the air as he stood upon the precipice of change. Sam's heart raced as Rachel's admission hung in the air, a fragile bridge slowly forming between their past and the uncertain terrain of the present. The room seemed to pulse with the weight of their shared history, and yet here he stood, teetering on the cusp of a new beginning. With Maria beside him, he felt emboldened, yet an underlying fear gnawed at him. Would this shared honesty morph into something neither of them could control? Listening, he reminded himself, was the first step towards understanding. He longed for that open dialogue where both would be vulnerable, but did it come without risk? Rachel's gaze was cautiously contemplative, and Sam sensed that she was readying herself for a deeper exploration, something beyond just the standard exchanges of old wounds. The emotional terrain before them was fertile but perilous. "What do you want to know?" Rachel probed, her voice softer, a tentative offering to the conversation. "What can you tell me that I don't already know?" That simple question jolted Sam. He wasn't sure where to begin. 1,000 thoughts swirled in his head, memories both painful and enlightening. "I realized that I ran not just from you, but from myself," he confessed, the words tumbling out like stones dropped into a well. "I thought leaving was my escape, but it was just my cowardice in disguise. The last 3 years have been more than just time past. They've been a crucible, shaping me." Rachel studied him, her arms still crossed, but now her stance less defensive. Sam caught the fleeting flicker of recognition in her eyes. Her own struggles perhaps echoed in his. They both carried the heavy baggage of choices made in fear. "How?" she asked, clearly seeking depth, her guard lowering momentarily. "Tell me about it." "After I left, I struggled, alone. I confronted my failures not by avoiding them, but by forcing myself to face them head-on. Therapy, new relationships, we all find ways to wrestle our demons," he explained, his words ignited by the truth he had lived. "I met Maria, and through her I started to rebuild what I had shattered inside myself. She taught me that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's a strength. At the mention of Maria, Sam felt a swell of protective pride mixed with guilt. Could Rachel understand this side of him? As if sensing his hesitation, Rachel asked, "Does she know what happened between us? Are you honest with her about your past?" Sam swallowed hard, grappling with the ramifications of this question. "I've tried my best to be. Each revelation is a step forward for me and for us, but it's a delicate balance. I don't want to harm what we've built, but avoiding the truth feels like another lie." Rachel nodded, her expression revealing a grudging respect. "It sounds like she's done for you what I couldn't. Is that why you're here now, to give me closure for her?" "No," he said firmly, his resolve strengthening. "I'm here to seek closure for me. But part of moving forward is also acknowledging those I've left behind. I didn't show you that respect when I walked away. I know I owe you that now." For the first time, Rachel appeared genuinely contemplative. "It takes guts to stand there and admit that," she replied, her tone a measured blend of admiration and challenge. "But the past lingers, doesn't it? Are we really ready to face all of it? All the hurt?" The uncertainty in her voice struck a chord deep within Sam. "I want to be ready," he exclaimed. "But you're right. It's not just about saying I'm sorry or I've changed. It's accepting the full spectrum of what happened, the messiness, the nuances. Perhaps we both have to let go of preconceived notions about each other." Silence enveloped them again, but this time it felt more productive, laden with possibility. Rachel's guarded demeanor started to soften, and in that moment he saw a glimpse of the girl he once loved. There was a hint of hope, yet the underlying tension remained, a reminder that some scars take longer to heal. "I want to explore this, but I need to know you won't disappear again if it gets too hard," Rachel said, her voice earnest. This was a pivotal moment, a litmus test of his commitment to change. "I promise I'm not going anywhere," he replied, knowing that the battle lay ahead. With that pact on the table, Sam braced himself. This exploration of their past, fraught with both peril and potential, opened the door to truths he had yet to discover about himself. Would they uncover a path toward mutual healing, or would old resentments overshadow their effort? However, just then, Maria shifted slightly beside him, and with a flicker of apprehension, he noticed her discomfort. Could they maintain this delicate balance of confronting the past while building their shared future? Sam suddenly realized what lay ahead might ultimately define not just his relationship with Rachel, but his very own identity as well. As the conversation hung in the air, the tension thickened, leaving him on the edge of revelation. What truths about himself and about Rachel were still waiting to emerge? Sam took a deep breath, steadying himself as he faced Rachel. The tension in the room had morphed into a heavy anticipation, a moment that both frightened and exhilarated him. He had traveled a long, tumultuous path since their separation, and now, confronted by the shadows of their shared history, it was time to articulate what had lingered unspoken for too long. "I want to be honest." His voice rang with newfound conviction, piercing through the veil of nostalgia that clung to the air. "I thought walking away would free me, but it only shackled me to regrets I didn't own. I realize now that staying silent was its own form of cowardice. I closed the door on us without closure, and now I need to acknowledge that." Rachel's features softened, traces of her guarded demeanor peeling away. "I needed you to confront your fears too, not just run from them. That hurt me, Sam." Her voice trembled slightly, revealing an undercurrent of vulnerability. "I understand. I thought leaving was the only option. But it wasn't. It simply masked Fear of facing myself, of growing, he continued, feeling the authenticity of his words. Being with Maria has forced me to redefine who I am. She's shown me a path to vulnerability. With her, I've learned that true courage lies in embracing not just the beautiful, but also the painful chapters of your story. The honesty hung between them, a raw and tender connection bridging the past. Rachel's next words were measured, cautious. So that's why you're here? Because of her? No, I mean, yes, but also no. Maria's influence on me has been profound, but that doesn't erase our past. I want to make amends, not to rewrite history, but to understand it. You have a right to know how your presence shaped who I am today. It matters to me. He glanced back at Maria, whose unwavering support fortified his resolve to stand tall in this moment of honesty. For a heartbeat, Rachel regarded him variably, both the boy who had dashed from their past and the man before her. And what if I can't give you what you want? It's not about what I want, he replied, earnestness infusing his words. It's about taking responsibility for the damage I caused, acknowledging that it was never just you who suffered as a result of my choices. I need this closure to truly move forward with Maria. But more importantly, I need to take this step for myself. The acknowledgement resonated deeply, and Sam saw Rachel's guarded walls crumble a little more. I just don't want you to look back and think you made a mistake, she replied, a mixture of concern and sincerity in her eyes. Believe me, I'm ready to move forward, he affirmed, grateful for Rachel's willingness to engage. Leaving wasn't about you, it was about my inability to confront my own shortcomings. But I'm not that man anymore. As he spoke, an unexpected wave of clarity washed over him. The conversations and decisions made in that dimly lit room had the power to reshape everything. They weren't merely retreading old paths, they were forging new understandings. I've found a purpose, Rachel, he continued, a sense of pride infusing his voice. I want to help others, to be a part of something bigger than myself. Maria ignited that passion in me. He paused, collecting himself. But to fully embrace my future, I need to let go of negative ties to the past. It's time for us both to move on. Silence filled the room, but this silence felt different. It was a silence ripe with acceptance. Rachel's demeanor shifted again, an acknowledgement of the growth they had both undertaken, albeit in different directions. I think I understand, she whispered, her voice trembling as soft acceptance crossed her features. You're right, we both need to redefine this chapter. I'm willing to hear you out. The tension began to dissipate, and Sam felt the weight lifting off his shoulders. Confronting Rachel was not just an act of reclamation, it was a healing process he had needed for far longer than he realized. Thank you, Sam murmured, relief flooding over him. This isn't just for you and me, it's about being honest for ourselves. It paves the way for my relationship with Maria, for everything I aspire to be. As he searched Rachel's eyes, he knew this wasn't the end. It was the potential birth of something new. He recognized he could make mistakes, and separate paths didn't have to mean an end. Instead, they could lead toward understanding and acceptance. With newfound assurance in his heart, he turned to Maria. Their hands intertwined, an unspoken agreement existed between them, a commitment to face any challenge, past or present, together. As they prepared to leave Rachel's apartment, Sam felt a swell of accomplishment surge through him. He had not only confronted his past, but also emerged as a more grounded individual, ready to embrace the future. He could take a deep breath, knowing he had honored both his journey and the connections worthy of his time. As they stepped outside into the daylight, warmth enveloped them. It was a new beginning, a chance for Sam to blossom into the man he was always meant to be, a man who proved that growth stemmed from moments of honesty and vulnerability. The journey ahead was still unwritten, but together they could forge a path marked by shared hope and dreams. With a clear heart, he glanced at Maria, seeing the love in her eyes as they walked forward. Two people committed to building a life filled with understanding, clarity, and genuine connection. Now is your moment. You need to subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive emotional stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and ensure our community grows. Your thoughts matter. Comment below with your reactions and theories about this ending. Don't wait even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see how powerful personal transformation can be. Show your support for uplifting stories by engaging with the channel today.